I know myself pretty goddamn well, and I couldn't, except with laughter, think of myself as a legend.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Bacall and Glenn Close.
She looks a fright, her manner is objectionable, and she has no talent.
She runs the gamut of emotions, from A to B.
She can show no emotion except by dilating her nostrils.
That's what they were saying about her 60 years ago.
My mother encouraged me to live in the image of George Bernard Shaw and have a colorful life. She picketed the White House for women's suffrage and delivered speeches on street corners. My first real thrilling job was filling balloons that said, "Votes for Women."
My father taught me how to deal with overly male men. Don't react, just say yes, then don't pay any attention.
Young Kate was a tomboy. It never occurred to her that she was an inferior sex, just a different sex.
I could outdive, outswim, and outrun anyone.
She shaved her head so she wouldn't be at a disadvantage when wrestling.
At RKO, she wore trousers and refused to coo like a starlet. They called her Katharine of Arrogance.
Said the director, George Stevens, she can be rude, but no more than any other woman who's definite. She just says things without adding the grace note.
Said the director, George Cukor, she wasn't a screen actress yet by any means. But she had the same thing then as she has now. Precision.
Tennessee Williams put it this way: Kate is a playwright's dream. She makes dialogue sound better than it is by a clarity of diction and by a fineness of intelligence that illuminates every shade of meaning in every line she speaks.
Kate said, acting isn't very difficult. I mean, Shirley Temple could do it at 4.
She first met Spencer Tracy on the set of Woman of the Year. She said, "I'm afraid I'm a little tall for you."
Don't worry, Tracy answered. I'll cut you down to size.
Certain characteristics of mine were wildly irritating to him. So I gave up some of the qualities I most admired in myself. I stopped being loud and bossy. Oh, all right, I was still loud and bossy, but only behind his back.
To me, his acting was the real stuff that life is made of. It was pure concentration, the mind's truth and the heart's truth, unembroidered, like a clipper ship in action.
1951, The African Queen. I know the whole story. The producer, Sam Spiegel, told Bogey he had Houston and Hepburn. And he told Houston he had Bogart and Hepburn. And he told Hepburn he had Bogart and Houston before he had any of them. And that's how he got all of them.
Said John Huston, Katie was being rather stern and stiff with the part. So I told her it should be played not as a schoolmistress, but as a great lady. You know, chin up, onward, ever onward. Katie asked me, what great lady? So I had to think. And I said, Eleanor Roosevelt.
That was the goddamnedest best piece of direction I have ever heard. He just told me exactly how to play that part.
She won her third Oscar for playing Eleanor of Aquitaine in The Lion in Winter.
Eleanor of Aquitaine had lived at a time when women had few significant rights. She had enormous intelligence and titanic energy, and presented an image of womanhood at variance with a subordinate role ordained by her sex.
When the script for the film version of The Lion in Winter came to Peter O'Toole, he said, "It occurred to me that there was only one actress on the face of the earth who could play Eleanor of Aquitaine. So I sent her the script, and the telephone rang within days, and the voice said, 'Do it before I die.'"
I think the reason that people have an affection for me now is that I have lived a life a lot of women think would have been a nice life to have lived. Dignified, but free. They think I've done what I wanted to do. They don't bother to think that they might have 5 kids and I don't. But I have brains enough to know you can't have it all. You just can't.
These words by her idol, George Bernard Shaw, could have been written for and about Katharine Hepburn. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, make them.
Thank you, Kate.